Your career, do you know how many home runs you've hit?
I'm close to 60 right now.
Yeah,
57.
57, okay?
Right.
But you hit the biggest, not the biggest, well, one of the probably two biggest home runs in Dodgers postseason history this past year. Do you wake up still and say, that was me that hit that home run? Like, I actually hit that home run to win us a World Series.
Guess what, AJ? You said it. I had 50-something home runs in a 12-year career, and now I'm gonna be remembered as a home run hitter. How how crazy is that, right? So I've been kind of putting my whole life and my whole career on defense, and being a defense first guy, to be able to play shortstop for any team that I'm on. But definitely having this moment is kind of like the answer of all my prayers, because I've been wanting a big moment in my whole career. I think in my whole career, I have two walk-off hits, maybe one base hit and one sac fly or something like that. And I always kind of like wanted to come through in a big moment in my career offensively, because I definitely believe on myself. And every time I step on that play, I feel like I'm the best hitter out there. But I never had that kind of moment. And it kind of, I mean, like I said, my preparation kind of meet up with the opportunity right there to play in Game 6 and Game 7. And you know how it is. You can be on the bench all this time, and it takes just one opportunity to change the narrative of everything in your career. So that's something that kind of Kike Hernandez always talk about, and that's why he's huge in the postseason. Is because it doesn't matter what you do during the regular season or how have you done in the postseason. All you need is one moment for people to remember you for the rest of their life. And now I'm just extremely happy and excited that I'm gonna be remembered as a home run hitter in the World Series for the rest of my life.
Home run hitter, Mike Rojas. I love that. But I want you to go into the dugout with us, because everybody's like, oh, after you hit it, how did you feel? All that stuff. As a guy that came off the bench, as a guy that came in maybe like late for defense, I know that the manager, the hitting coach, the bench coach is kind of like looking like, ooh, Eric Kratz is coming up. Like maybe we could pinch hit and get. How close were you to not getting that at bat? Because you guys still had some guys on the bench. There was lefty, Rortvedt, I think, was still on the bench, correct?
Kim was on the bench. Hassan Kim was on the bench.
Yep. Was there anybody else
on the bench? Pages
was on the bench. How close did you feel like? Because you can feel when people are like looking at you like, hey, if something happens, Miggy, like you gotta, like we might pinch hit for you. Or was that your at bat, bar none, no matter what happened?
No, I got surprised when I walked to the on deck circle. I didn't. I thought for sure I was gonna get pinch hit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna get myself off of that at bat until Doc tag me in the shoulder or tell me like, or he sent the bench coach to tell me like when I'm like taking my stuff off. But as soon as I got to the dugout, when I put my glove down and Danny Lehman, our bench coach, wasn't there, that tells me everything that I needed to know. I knew I was getting that at bat, because one good thing about Doc and the organization, especially the coaching staff and with the Dodgers, they're really great because they're transparent as it is. They're gonna tell you what's your role, what they expect out of you, and if they have to put you out and put someone else in, they will do it. And they always send Danny during the season. I got pinch hit maybe 100 times for someone else, and I was totally expecting for them, if they want to make a move, even though I got a good at bat early in the game against Scherzer. And I think my third at bat was a really quality at bat as well. So I feel like Doc got a feeling that I was getting closer, because my at bats were getting better, especially after not playing for a long time. And I didn't get one at bat in the NLCS. Then as soon as I put my glove down and I set my hat on top of my glove, no one was there. I was getting that at bat. So my mentality went straight to, okay, what I need to look for against this guy. I'm gonna look fastball away first pitch, because I got a hit against Scherzer with a hanging slider. So I don't think he's gonna throw me like a hittable slider in the first pitch. So I was looking fastball away, and you see the results. I chased the slider down and away. But then I think that pitch kind of like locked me in for the rest of it.
I love it. I love how you're building your at bat. Can we show those pictures again? And I just want to know, when you touched home plate, who was there waiting for you? Shohei. Did you look at him and say, Shohei, that's how superstars do it in the World Series, buddy. Beat that one, Shohei. Because look, there's the swing, right? Now watch. When you're rounding first, Shohei's in the background. Now when look, Shohei's with his hands up behind you. Then you hit home plate, and Shohei's there to give you a high five. Was there like right there? Were you like, that's how it's done, Shohei? You might make 70 million, but my 5 million hit that homer.
Not kidding to you. I just feel good for Shohei, because the last thing you want right there in that situation, knowing how the game was and how special Shohei's been for us and everything that he's going through these last couple of years, kind of carrying us in so many different ways, man. During the regular season, this 2025 pitching and hitting at the same time. With that game, a lot of things came to my mind. No, when I'm rounding the bases, I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my wife. I'm thinking about like the possibility of winning the World Series now, because we just tied the game. But when I got to home plate, I see Shohei and I see a sign of relief. So remember, Shohei Ohtani gave up a 3-run homer by Bobby Chet, and he potentially be the last out of the World Series. Okay, it's not fair for a guy like that. You know, Shohei Ohtani has been doing so much for the game of baseball, and I feel like the relief that I see on his face, that it doesn't matter what he do in that at bat, we already tied the game, so we're gonna find a way to win. And I feel like that's the kind of like the sensation that I have from Shohei. Ever since I got all the videos online and all the pictures that I see, like when I see his hands up and kind of like the relief that he doesn't have to hit with 2 outs and down by 1, and everybody expecting a home run from Shohei. It's really hard to hit a home run in that situation, and I mean it happens to me, and I'm so happy and proud that I could have get Shohei out of the hang in that game.
Miguel, I've known you a long time. It's been a pleasure to watch your career. And I know you talk so much about how much pride you take in defense. And you had some really good defensive plays, obviously, in the postseason, too. I want to know what was going on in your head with the IKF, the Isaiah Kiner-Falefa situation. I mean, you guys were this close to losing the World Series to a very good Toronto Blue Jays team. Obviously, you tied the game. We all know what happened in extra innings. But take me through the lead that he had and what was going on with you guys defensively on how to handle that.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that it was that close to third base. It's impossible. It's impossible for me to kind of like be so locked in on the play and like take a look at the third base runner. Right? It's impossible to be locked in and on the hitter and then making sure that the guy at third base is not getting a good lead. So for me, like the fact that he was that close to the bat, it was a decision that they make as an organization, and the coach kind of like went to him and told him, "Hey, this is where you have to be," and I'm just seeing a player following instructions, right? But to me, I feel like for the guys who play in synthetic grass, you guys how like that ball bounce in that grass is different than in a regular grass, and we've been kind of struggling in practice to take ground balls infield in, and that ball wasn't even that far away from me. It was a couple steps, but kind of like the way that he hit it, the chopper, like it was like a top spinner, like right into the ground, make me kind of go backwards on it because I was going to get like in an in-between hop. And the most important part for me, I need to glove this ball. If I bobble, we're done. We're losing the World Series. That's why I kind of like went back to it a little bit. Then I kind of stumble a little bit, lose my footage. But I was able to kind of plant my feet and make, I think, the hardest throw that I make the whole year to Will. And then as soon as I see the replay and how close it was when he left his cleat off the plate and put it back down, it was kind of like nerve-wracking watching that. And I still, like Doc said a couple weeks ago on an interview or something like that, he said, I can't really rewatch it because I don't want that play to get overturned, you know? Like I want to make sure that we win the World Series and another outcome is going to happen because, you know, like I will have nightmares still if I boot the ball or I don't get that guy out home play.
Which was tougher? The end of Game 6 play that you had to bail Kike out for that brutal throw that he made and made you make a long hop, or that play?
That play for sure in Game 7, because it's do or die, and you know how it is. You can't really mess this up. This is the one that you practice every single day. You finish your routine. You can take million ground balls, but when you put in your mind, okay, bases loaded, 9 inning, 2 outs, winning by 1, you always want the last ground ball to mean something to you. And that's what we practice every single day. And that's a little behind the scenes of what we do every single day with the Dodgers, and especially Mookie transitioning to shortstop. But that's what we do. So we take all our routines, and then at the end of the practice, we always go, okay, bases loaded, 1 out, we're in Game 5 of the World Series. We got to make this play. And then if we boot it, we lose the World Series. And that's the situation that you put yourself into every time you're practicing. And that's the reason why I feel like that was the hardest play, because I have no room for error. If I boot the ball that kick it through me, we got another opportunity with Glass on the mound to win the game. But definitely that Game 7 play, a home play, would be forever the hardest play that I have to make.
You ain't kidding. A lot of pressure. You made a great throw. Alana, as big of a Dodger fan as I always tell people, the Blue Jays were literally this far away from winning the World Series. But you made the throw. You made the perfect throw, and congratulations. I love everything you've said today. I want to ask this, and you can tell me to screw off. I'm okay with it, but I got to know the answer to this. Every time I've ever talked to you, you've been unbelievably awesome. Okay, you've been a great interview. I've talked to you when I've done Dodger games for Fox. You've been unbelievable, always saying hello, always a smile on your face. Every guy I look at and I've ever talked to about you say you're like one of the best teammates. You're one of the happy guys. And as somebody that's had things said about me, and then you have, and again, you can say you don't want to talk about it. I get it. But the Jazz Chisholm thing, man, like, can we put the record straight on this? Because I've heard a million things. I've never heard you say something about it, which honestly to me is a badge of honor for you, because everyone I talk to about you say you're just unbelievable and you don't want to get into it. I feel like you need a forum. And again, if you don't want to talk about it, I get it. But it just drives me crazy, because every time people ask me about it, I'm like, he seems like an unbelievable dude. I don't know where this came from. So again, if you don't want to talk about it, you want to move on, fine. But I just want to give you an opportunity to clear the air if you want on that.
No, I really appreciate that, AJ. And I mean, the reason why a lot of people talk good about me is because I don't let things that happen in the clubhouse outside of that. And I feel like I'd rather take the blame of being the bad guy in the clubhouse than come in an opportunity like this and talk bad about someone. I respect I'm not gonna be likable by all the people. And you guys were just talking about Framber Valdez, right? And the situation. Crab just make a great point of like, depending on the circumstances and the situations that you are in a season or in your life or your career, people gonna have their own perspective on you. And I feel like my best times has been here with the Dodgers. And I mean, maybe I was a little bit more susceptible when I was there with the Marlins, and maybe I was a different guy there. And the only thing that I will say is I'm just hang my hat on the comments that more people than just one player said about me, because I'm not going to be liked by everybody, and I'm not expecting to be the likable guy everywhere I go, because that's not what I want to be. I want to be myself, and I'm just going to hang my hat on the people that make the comments about me that I know there's more better comments than one just negative comment, and I don't feel like I should be kind of defending myself because then that would make me like, okay, this guy's trying to defend himself because he did something wrong. I just felt like I was being myself, man, and I'm not gonna blame anybody for not liking me.
Positives way outweigh the negatives. Great answer on that as well. I want to ask you about the jersey behind your right shoulder, Miguel, with Jose Fernandez. Obviously, this is a story that it transcends not just baseball, but being a Cuban American myself, and you know, my mom having to leave Cuba and everything that the Fernandez family went through, and of course the tragedy that befell him when he passed away. What was it like being a teammate of his, and just what a superstar in the making, and why is that jersey important to you?
Yeah, just being around Jose and knowing the abilities that he had, and the year that he was kind of like facing at that time with his girlfriend or wife at the time. I don't remember if they were married or not, pregnant and expecting the first child. And something that I remember about Jose, and not many people know this, is the last dinner that we had together as a team. So I remember Martin Prado was there, Digon, Marcelo Zuna, and kind of like his best friends on the team, plus Jose. And he was talking about like how he wanted to be better for her, and how he wanted to kind of like mature and get better as a human being and overall, because he was young and he was playing for the Miami Marlins at the time, and he didn't know where his future was going to be because he was about to be a free agent, and he was really excited for the future. And that's something that kind of like really impacted us when that happened, because first thing you see from Jose is the talent, right? The kind of the personality, how he put people on the seats, even here in Miami, that we don't draw many fans and big crowds. But every time Jose pitched, it was like a 25% increase on fans coming to the games, just because of the talent, the atmosphere, the way that he cared for the game, the joy that he brought to the game. And he was the same guy outside of the field, a energetic guy. He always want to be around his people. And I think he was about to make his move to like go to the next level. And that's why it was so hard to see him go that early in his life. And not just because of baseball, it's because what he had behind him. It was like his family, it was his first child getting born, and a totally disaster for the organization, definitely, because you're losing not just your ace and the face of your franchise, you're losing one of your best persons that you have in the team. So it was really hard, and that's why it means a lot that I played with him. And I mean, I got to wear the number 16 Fernandez jersey for one game for the wrong reason, definitely. But that's something that is gonna unify that team for the rest of our life.
That's awesome. That's well said. We have to ask two last questions on a lighter note. Show us your two favorite shoes from the collection. The two that you're like, this is it for me, that everybody needs to see. These are the two. Whether you've worn them or you just like have a cool story with them, because I've just been ogling those shoes the whole time.
So yeah, the thing with me with shoes, I wear all my pairs, but I feel like I can show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you two pairs that are important to me, because it's not just because Michael Jordan, right? So he played for the Chicago Bulls, and this is an iconic pair. It means a lot because you always want to be a champion, and you always want to kind of like do what winners do. So this pair is really important. It's got the Chicago kind of framing, and so his signature is right here. And then this pair calls Trophy Room. So I mean, we all know he won a lot of championships. And then I kind of like have my own pair right here from being a champion. It's a pair of Jordan 4s. And then the company that I'm going to be working on this year, they make this pair for me. So that's all we want. We want to be champions. So we got a couple things that kind of like resemble those back-to-back champions the last couple years.
That's so sick.
All
right, last one. And you did an incredible job speaking English. It's a second language. You did it. It's awesome. But this is something that people don't know, okay? Spanish speakers can never say my name right, because you said it during the show. You say my last name. My last name's Kratz. Say my last name.
Kratz.
Okay. When you guys talk, when Venezuelans, Dominicans, not so much Puerto Ricans, but Venezuelan Dominicans, when they say it fast, they always say crap. and if I'm on the team, they call me crappy. So you said it during the interview. You said it. I just wanted people to like kind of get in. It's all Dominicans and Venezuelans, and it's one of those things.
It might be on a clip now, you know, because you guys gotta clip that and say crappy, because that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say crappy.
Yeah,
and it came out crappy, you know.
And I would love it if people would clip my Spanish, because I know my 75 Spanish words, and I am fluent in my Spanish, my baseball Spanish.
It's not easy to be bilingual, so I understand.
Yeah, Miguel, thank you so much. Such great answers, such great information and insight. You took so much of your time to be honest and candid, and we appreciate it. Go get that third World Series championship in a row, please. I want nothing more than that for you. Good luck.
He's got to take his Dodger gear off at some point. Like point in his life, he's got to take his Dodger gear. Like you can't eat, sleep, and work out in your Dodgers gear. No, 24/7.
A lot of does.
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on at the end of the year. Don't worry. I'll be a retired player. I'll be a retired player, and I can't wait not to work out anymore and get ready for another season. That's the worst. That's the worst part of my year. Getting ready for the full season. I'd rather play all the games that you want me to play, but working out and doing all this running and all these form things, that's one thing that I'm looking forward to do. Just taking all this stuff away and just grab a fungo and start fungo my kid and throwing BP to my kids.